Hello, Walking Dead fans. How are you? And what happened on AMC's The Ones Who Live, Episode 2. It's all about Michonne's journey. It starts off right where we left off, folks, where she had left Alexandria in search of Rick because she found evidence of him being alive with his boots and a cell phone with a picture of her and Judith had carved on it on a boat. And she came across two strangers being attacked by walkers. She saved them. And it shows her with the strangers. Their names are Billy and Bailey. She's taking them to this community she knows. They know. And she says, where do they live at? He says, well, we kind of travel from place to place. And Michonne's like, place to place? What? He says, you ever seen a carnival when it goes to a town, it packs up, leaves with cars and wagons, goes to a different town? She says, yeah. That's kind of how we roll. So after a while, they come across the convoy of survivors. They thank Michonne for saving Billy and Bailey. Matt's happy that his sister's alive. He was going out looking for her. And thanks Michonne and gives her a horse. And he says, hey, I'm good at making shit. Take these with you. And he's the one that hands her those harpoon spears with explosives attached to them that on last episode took out the CRM chopper that Rick was on. So Matt's the one that supplies with it. He says, I'm good at making shit like that. I like Matt. He's cool. So Michonne parts ways to continue her search for Rick while the other convoy moves on. After a while, Michonne's shown. And it also shows where she got that body armor. They had given it to her from the convoy. She comes across a massive herd of walkers. And they're blocking her path to get through to search for Rick. So she fires off one of those missile flames off the distance and blows up some walkers. The walkers turn around because they're caused by the distraction of the noise, right? And they start moving away. Now I noticed the walkers were kind of like roaming around the same way the Whisperers would do that to the walkers to be amongst them. So I thought, holy shit, maybe some Whisperers are out further this way. But no Whisperers. Because Michonne will never even know about those because she left about those people because she left way before they showed up on the show. Actually, technically, yeah, I think it's like half a season before they showed up when she left. Anyways, suddenly this walker walks up, and he's a soldier, and he's got a gas cans and propane tanks strapped to him. I don't know what the hell this guy came across when he was still alive, or somebody strapped him onto him. It's fun. Anyways, the fires lights up the gas, big explosion. Michonne gets knocked off the horse. Horse takes off. Michonne gets up. She gets ready to fight off this massive herd of walkers. Suddenly, explosion. And the walkers turn around and separate, going by the distraction of the fire and the noise. She turns around and it's Matt, Bailey, Billy, and some people at the convoy. Matt's got this Jeep with mini rocket launchers on it. He wasted all the ammo to save Michonne. She says, that's okay, I can make up some more. And she says, what are you doing here? He says, we are part of a community that do what you do. We go find people that lost loved ones. We go searching for them, seeing where they're alive, bring them to this community of people. We want the world to go back the way it was before, not communities versus communities, groups versus groups. Have it like us versus the walkers, that's it. So they want to help Michonne find Rick. So she's like tearful. She's got some people helping her. So they continue their journey, and they show them going from city to city, town to town, looking for signs of Rick and other people. Suddenly, at an overpass, Billy spots a chopper coming their direction, and they're like, holy shit, it's a chopper. And suddenly, it unleashes a bomb off in the distance behind them, and this big, massive yellow cloud of gas sweeps through the city. Starts killing people. It's like very poisonous. Some of them start getting burns on the bodies, puking up white foam out of the mouth. So Michonne and some of the survivors barricade themselves inside their complex, seal the doors and windows shut so the gas can't get through. Bailey succumbs to the sickness of the gas because of how poisonous it is, and she dies. She becomes a walker. Same as Billy. Michonne does what Matt couldn't do, and, does the deed. And then Matt announces that Bailey was pregnant, So Billy, before he had turned into a walker, found that out, and he was upset. He was going to be a dad, but then he wasn't going to be. Michonne and Matt's the only two survivors, folks. Everybody else is killed off by the gas. Matt's like, I want to find those sons of bitches that did this and get payback. Michonne says, I'll help you on my way to find Rick. They continue the journey, and Michonne says, I've been searching harbors, because that boat that Rick's stuff was on had to come from a harbor, because it was that type of boat. So they come across the harbor, and there's like burnt walkers piled up, and there's a massive like ship in the middle of the ocean, and it's capsized, like tipped over on its side, massive holes in it, burn marks, weeds growing out of it. It's been abandoned for quite a while. There was a sign that says, Safe Harbor for anybody willing to get away from walkers and people, sanctuary inside. Somebody apparently decided to get rid of that sanctuary place. Don't know where to find out who that is. Not maybe it was the CRM soldiers. So they're like, they search for signs, evidence of Rick. There's no evidence of Rick. So Matt says, what if we go back to Alexandria? People are, we gather those survivors, your people, we'll go back, find the sons of bitches, take them out, and we'll find Rick and more help. So they decide to backtrack. There's the backtrack, and they come across a chopper flying overhead. Matt's not even hesitant, folks. He's made this little telescopic tripod stand thing with like a mini harpoon gun, and he fires off those spears of explosives, blows down the chopper, it crashes, blows up in half. And this is where it picks right up from the episode 1 with Michonne reuniting with Rick. Rick's shocked it's Michonne. They kiss, they hug. Rick says, is Judith, is she? She says, yes, but she never once mentions that Rick has a son. And I'm like, me, if I just found my husband after so many years, I'll be like, yeah, your daughter's alive, plus we got a son. Because Rick don't know about Michonne being pregnant when he left the show. And that. So I was kind of shocked about that. Suddenly, Matt walks up and is like, holy shit, you found Rick. Then he dies. I was shocked about that because I liked the character Matt. He was a cool guy. A soldier has survived the plane crash. And he killed Matt before he died. Rick, all of a sudden, Chopper's showing up. Michonne's like, what the hell's going on, right? And Rick's like, look, you don't know me. I don't know you. He says, do you have any evidence of people like Daryl, Judith from Alexandria? She's like, I got maps, journal, boots, cell phones. He says, get rid of them. Toss them. And she's like, what? And he says, don't call them walkers. I call them walkers. Just trust me. These people are bad people. And you're not a badass. And she's like, huh? He's like, trust me. They won't take you to the city if they consider you an A or a B. And she's like, what? He's like, I'll explain everything. Great quickly. He says, A's are leader type people like me. I'll pretend I'm a B. Even though some people think, no, I'm an A. He said they won't take you in the city if you're an A because they don't want people to rebel against the CRM. And Michonne's like, okay, so she gets taken out to the, she's getting taken to the city by the chopper. She's questioned at a military outpost in the outskirts of the city. She's put on a CRM jacket because it's cold outside. And they start questioning her. She says, I'm from Georgia. I had a sister. I was a part of a community. Walkers attacked. I'm the only one that survived. She gives him a fake name. And she says, I came across the helicopter crash. She said, I saved this. I guess you call him Rick. I don't know who he was. He's the only one that survived the chopper crash. And then I mentioned about the other body, Matt. She says, well, he was with me. He was with me. We came across each other. That was it. They believe her story. They let her go. They welcome her into the city. And they tell her right off. He says, no, you can't leave. She says, I can't leave? They're like, nope. That's one rule. You cannot leave. To bring your loved ones and that back here. The city is safe from secrecy. You cannot leave. You'll be assigned jobs to do, chores and stuff like that. And suddenly a soldier with a helmet on grabs Michonne, takes her away. It's Rick. They kiss, hug again, and Rick says, I'm sorry. And Michonne's like, what's going on? So Rick explains everything to her, saying that The last time I tried to escape, I decided just to join the CRM, and she's like shocked at that he has decided to join these guys. Then he says, "Trust me, there's a reason why I joined them. I'm not bad like they are. Me and another friend, well, my other friend died in a chopper crash. Me and the other friend, the female one, Thorn, who Michonne hasn't met yet, by the way, we're going to try to change the CRM, how they operate from within the organization, the soldier factions." He said, "What we want it so everybody can come to this city. Everybody can be safe, not just certain people." And Michonne's kind of like upset that Rick has joined this evil faction group of people. And she explains about the gas that killed the people she was with. And he quickly says, "I no part of that. That's the other group of soldiers that do that. I have nothing to do with that." I think he's calling bullshit on that. I think you're going to find out Rick has dropped that gas bomb on people, and Michonne's going to be pissed about that. And Rick tells her, "Look, we don't know each other, so let's just start a relationship up like it's new." And Michonne says, "What about Judith, Daryl, and all of them?" And Rick says, "We can't bring them back here. We can't leave." Michonne's like, "You don't even want to escape?" And after a bit of convention, Rick says, "Okay, we're escape again. We're because you can help me, but remember, you don't know me." Then like the soldiers start showing up, so he leaves. And the show ends with Michonne climbing up a ladder overlooking the city, all these choppers, all these soldiers training and stuff, people walking through search for the city, and then it shows Rick. He goes in his apartment, and guess who's there, folks? Somebody from the Walking Dead shows we haven't seen for a while. Dumpster Lady. I forget her name. I think it's like maybe Jadis or Judas. I'm going to call her Dumpster Lady. Rick's like shocked she's there. I'm shocked she's there as well. And she says, "So you found Michonne?" And Rick's like, I saw the tape. I know it's Michonne. What you did," she said, "was a no-no. So what am I going to do?" And Rick's like, "Please, please don't kick her out of the city, please. She just found me after all these years." She says, "What's she going to find out when you decide to join the CRM? And the stuff the soldiers and you have done to other survivors." And Rick says, "I was just following orders, you know that." And she says, "Well," she says, "you are not going to leave the city. You're not even going to try to escape with Michonne. And even if I spot you guys hanging out, chit-chatting it up, I'll tell the leader," which is the guy played by Terry O'Quinn. He's hard to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him the main soldier guy. That you know Michonne and you let a loved one into the city. And Rick says, "Aye, aye, Captain." So the way he said that, looks like Dumpster Lady has a higher up rank official than Rick does. I can't wait for episode 3. What's Michonne going to think about the city and how it's run and how they're killing people that they pose a risk to that city? Is she going to help avenge Matt's sister's death and his friend's death by taking out the CRM soldiers, the bad ones? What's she going to do when she finds out that I still say Rick is the one that possibly dropped those bombs on her and all other people? And what's Rick going to do now that Dumpster Lady knows Michonne's in the city limits, and that's a big no-no, and has basically threatened that she's going to tell the other people about Alexandria and stuff, which she's kept secret. And she also said during the episode, "You owe me your life," which Rick does, so that's kind of, thrown at Rick there as well. So what's Rick going to do? Is he going to take out Dumpster Lady? Is he going to escape with Michonne, or is he going to try to convince her just to leave everybody else behind and stay in the city for the rest of their lives? I can't wait for episode 3 next week, folks. If you have not watched this episode yet, it's a very good storytelling episode. Some action scenes, but a lot more storytelling, a lot more character in-depth, which I like. Stay safe, everybody, too. So, bye.